Alright, welcome back to my second part of fire building. Here's that can. Here's that tuna can I was telling you about. See, you put a hole in the bottom of it. Then you make sure that your candle's flames hitting up in that hole. But you don't want a hole so big that all your kindling that you put in there falls through. You want, and then it starts up, and then like I said, you fill it full of small shavings, and then a little bit bigger, and then you should be having some pretty decent sized chunks in there, maybe just a little bit bigger than that, about like this, and then just keep feeding it until this bottom of this can is pretty full of hot coals. And what's really neat is it hardly takes anything. You just breathe in that just a little bit, and boy, it lights up those coals and starts your fire in a heartbeat if it goes out again. Then when it's going really good, like I said, make sure you got some gloves, or if you feel like, if you bring a pair of pliers along with you, you'll be surprised what they're good for. But get some gloves, and then set it into your fire pit, and then start building. Start with smaller twigs like you can see right here, and go a little bit more. Right now I'm heating up some water and what have you stuff for some coffee, some instant coffee. So it works. But anyway, this little unit right here that I was showing you in the first part of my fire building video, you can pick it up at Walmart for about $5 or $6. It's the handiest little thing. It's really neat. Now, I've seen some in some Army surplus stores and stuff that's got 2 units. I used to have one of those when I was a Boy Scout. It was orange, and it had 2 units, and they're made for canned heat. But a canned flame, it's got this gel in there and stuff that it's flammable, and it'll burn for a good 4 hours. I've been able to cook all my meals for one day off of 1 can pretty easy, and have a little bit left over. But the thing about it is I would take a couple cans of that, but you can open that up and you can take your kindling for a fire starter, and you can take and dip that in there and spread that gel on there and stuff, wipe off your hands real good. But then you can just light it with a lighter, and it starts going pretty good. And then you can set it in your tuna can, or you can set it in the fireplace and what have you stuff, under some kindling that you already got built up like a teepee. Stick it down under there and stuff, and that could start your fire too as well. But this way with the candle that I was showing you is a little bit longer. It takes a little longer to catch and to get going. But man, with that tuna can, what I'm saying is once you build up a good fire in there and stuff, and you got your hot coals in there and stuff, man, you can get down there and you can put some kindling on top of it, and boom, it just starts right up. Blow on it if it goes out, and it starts right up. Now, you're wondering, well, do I got to prep my wood? Do I have to prep my wood like that all the time to keep my fire going? Well, once you get a good fire going, and you'd want it a hell of a lot bigger than this. You want this whole fire pit right here to be really good, saturated with hot coals. So you'd want to keep feeding your fire until it got really good. And then when you start bringing in big dead branches and stuff, like I showed you in my first part of the video, you can start sawing them up with logs and stuff. But here's the secret: drying out your wood. You can lay them by the fireplace, and let them dry out that way too as well. That's a good way. But only one side dries out at a time. If you get a branch that's got a crotch in it like this, if you get 2 of them, dig a hole, put them on each side of the fireplace, and it doesn't make any difference how high it is. But then you take a good long branch, you put it through both crotches on that side there, then you got, like, it's going across the fire. And make sure that this log, this one up here, is a good sized branch, because you don't want it burning through right away. And you take and start linging up your logs, and especially if you have, whoops, there goes my water. If you have a wind blowing, you'd want to place that to where it's kind of like a wind barrier, you know, and to where it's like a wind barrier, to where it's gonna, you know, it's gonna protect your fire and keep it. Because the thing about it is you know, if it's real windy and stuff, you're gonna be going through firewood like crazy, because it gives the fire more oxygen, it makes it burn hotter, and so it's gonna be burning up your wood a lot quicker. So if you make a barrier of wet wood, that way you're not burning through your wood as fast. You can be on the other side, getting warm and everything, standing next to the fire, but you're also drying out your wood, you know. Then you can get to where you can just take these logs that you got sawed up, saw them up some more, you know, because you only want logs about yay big, you know. 12 inches, 16, I wouldn't go any more than 20 inches, you know. But then you're drying out your wood, and also blocking off the wind, so you're not burning through your firewood so quick. But anyway, all right. Okay, so like I said, you know, my next segment, my next video is going to be on building shelters and stuff, and that's going to be real fun. So hope you join me. Thank you.